Hey guys, my name is Allie Abrams, and today I'll be making a Connecticut accent tag video for you. I currently go to a school in Baltimore, but as you could tell by the fact that I say Baltimore and not Baltimore, I'm not from here. Um, I've been pretty much living in Connecticut my whole life up until college, and I've like kind of picked up a little bit of Baltimore. Now I say Baltimore because I'm aware of it, but when I'm not like with people from here, I don't typically talk that way. I usually talk like I'm from Connecticut because that's where I've been most of my life. And I've picked up little bits of Pittsburgh because I go out there a lot to visit family and friends that live out there, and I went to music camp there. But other than saying y'all, I didn't really pick up much from there. So, yeah, pretty much Connecticut is my accent, if you want to call it that. I mean, it is an accent, I just don't really think of it that way typically, but really anything that's different from how another person that speaks your language as a first language speaks is an accent, no matter how you want to slice it, even if you consider it neutral or if it's the most familiar to you. Technically, I have an accent, so I figured it would be cool to contribute to the world of online accent tag videos. I'm actually currently dialect coach for a play at my school called the Hot Oil Baltimore. So if you're in the Baltimore area, you should totally come check that out at Goucher College. And yeah, hopefully this video, if you are an actor or a dialect coach or anybody that's just curious about how accents work, hopefully watching this video and other accent tag videos like this one is helpful to you, like it's been helpful to me. Yeah, you should totally go check out more videos like this. Just get a feel for all the different accents around the country because it's really fascinating. So yeah, I'm going to pull up the Tumblr accent challenge. I'm not on Tumblr a whole lot. My friend made one for me, but it's not like a thing I do a whole lot. So yeah, don't assume that I'm like constantly on Tumblr. I'm not, but I used to do YouTube a lot, haven't in a while, so this is my return to YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. Okay, so there's some words to pronounce, so I'll start with that. Okay. Aunt, roof, route. I sometimes say route, but it's route if I'm talking about a specific street. I'll say Route 63, but if I'm talking about like where you're supposed to go, I'll say that's the right route. Although don't ask me for directions, I'm really bad at it. Theater, which is what I do. Iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water, New Orleans, pecan, both, again, probably, Alabama, lawyer, coupon. I don't say coupon anymore, although I used to, and then found out it's technically incorrect. Mayonnaise, pajamas, caught, naturally, aluminum, GIF. Again, I used to say GIF, but then found out that's technically incorrect. Tumbler, crackerjack, doorknob, envelope or envelope. I say both pretty interchangeably. GPOY. Did not know what that meant until I decided to do this video. Apparently it stands for gratuitous picture of yourself, according to Google. Okay, and then there's a list of questions to answer. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? I haven't done it before, but it's called TPing. What is a bubbly carbonated drink called? Well, out in Pittsburgh I know they'd call it pop, but I call it soda. What do you call gym shoes? I see a bunch of people on these accent tag videos calling them tennis shoes. I, do not do that ever. I call them sneakers, and I own a lot of them. What do you call your grandparents? I call them grandma and grandpa, although my grandma sometimes is gram or gram, and I used to call her Grammy when I was little, so my brother, who's like 8 years younger than I am, used to call her Mimi, because it was easier to say. He picked up the end of the word and just doubled it. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I would call it a shopping cart or a carriage, but I've heard a lot of different terms for that since I've been watching these videos. I had no idea there were so many things to call it. Apparently it's also just called a basket or just a cart or, you know, there's just like a bunch of different words. I can't remember them all, but it's really surprising how many different things there are to call one particular object within the same country, but just different parts of the country. What is the thing you change the TV channel with? I would call that a remote. The full word for it is remote control, but I don't say that a whole lot. I've heard people call it clicker. I don't ever call it that. I think that's more of a southern thing. But yeah, it's just the remote. Do you think you have an accent? Well, I mean, anything that's different from how other people speak, that speak your language as a first language, is an accent. Even if you consider it neutral or, you know, it's just the most familiar accent to you because it's your own. Yeah, anything is an accent. I know a lot of people that are in the production of Hadal that I'm working on now consider certain accents to be neutral. Like as I've been meeting with them for dialect stuff, they've been like, oh yeah, like my character probably has a pretty neutral accent. And I mean, I don't blame them for saying that because just like our perspective, being on the East Coast, there's like certain things that we say that we kind of take for granted. But like granted, sometimes I would say granted, sometimes I'd say granted. You know, you can pronounce a T, you can not pronounce a T, you can pronounce your ERs, you can not. There's so many different ways to say the same word. Like water, for instance. Somebody from Britain would actually pronounce that T, even though we take it for granted that it's kind of not really a T sound. To them it'd be water, you know? And again, dropping the ER, making it a softer sound. Like, there's just so many different variations of the English language, so I know I have an accent. I wouldn't have thought that I did until working on dialect so intensely. I might have thought that I did just in terms of logic, but now I really know. Like, it's really honed into me. Like, yeah, I have an accent. Be a wizard or a vampire? Hogwarts, so if that answers your question. Yeah, proud member of Hufflepuff, all the way. Do you know anyone on Tumblr in real life? Technically, yes, but that's because they were my friend in person first. End audio post by saying any 3 words you want. Let's see. I enjoy random colors very much, so periwinkle, razzmatazz, and magenta. There you have it. Thanks, guys. Bye.